Good afternoon and welcome to today's live stream where I will discuss the blessing of unanswered prayer. So, as you may be aware, my channel Beyond the Cubicle engages my viewers with videos that inspire, uplift, and transport you beyond the boundaries of everyday. This channel is your go to sanctuary for breathtaking nature scenes, and you will be taken and motivated with reflections that are rooted in faith and purpose. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel for weekly inspiration and for quiet moments of reflection. Have you ever felt like you were stuck in a hallway of closed doors? You knock, you pray, you wait, but nothing opens. It's frustrating, it's lonely, and sometimes it feels like God isn't listening. But what if the waiting season isn't punishment, but a preparation? So, today we will be talking about the waiting season, those moments in life when progress feels paused, but yet God is still working. When I was a little girl, I was brought up in a Christian family home. So, we would have family devotions together. And I had two other siblings who were my little brothers. And as a little girl, I was about 3 or 4 years old. I wanted to have a sister. So every night I would go to my parents' bedside and I would pray fervently for God to help me to have a little sister. And one day I remember coming home from school and I saw my mom with a newborn baby. Guess what? It was a sister that I always prayed for. And so that was an example of how God answered my prayers. I remember after I grew up, my mother said to me that after my little sister was born, it was my father's wish to have another girl. And they tried, but this after my little sister was born and they tried to have another girl, they had a little boy instead. And as I grew, I remember I would pray for simple things such as for God to help me to pass my exams. And yes, He would faithfully, answer my prayer requests. Even after, as a young adult, I would pray to God to help me to have or to land a particular dream job. And He would awesomely, answer my prayer. But there was this deep need that I had um, to belong in a relationship or to have a husband of my own. Now, everybody, all my school friends who graduated, everybody around me was getting married. Even my younger siblings were all getting married, but I just couldn't seem to find the right person. And I kept praying, and now I was getting much older. I was now into my 30s, and no matter how I prayed, it's as if God wasn't answering my prayers. I didn't feel that he was telling me no. It's just that I had a sense that um, the timing wasn't right, and it wasn't his will at that time for me to get married. But eventually, after I turned into my 40s, that's when God provided the man of my dreams. And after meeting my husband, and we have been married for quite some time, I was happy that I waited for God and waited for Him to provide the right person. It took over 30 years, but God came through. Yes. So this also brings to mind a Bible character. You know, they were married for years and they were getting up in age and they always wanted to have a child. And the couple's name was Zacharias and Elizabeth. Throughout their married life, Zacharias had prayed for a son. However, he and his wife were now old, and as yet their prayer had remained unanswered. But despite this, he murmured not. God had not forgotten. God had an appointed time for answering Zacharias' prayer. And when the case seemed hopeless, Zacharias received his answer. And if you read Luke 1, verses 12 to 17, it will go into detail how Zacharias entered the holy place to perform his required service, and that the angel of the Lord appeared unto him and told him that he and his wife would be having a child. Yes, so the topic of the live is the blessing of unanswered prayers. So, notwithstanding the title, God does answer all our prayers. He may answer yes, or he may say wait. And we have a tendency to believe that when we do not immediately receive an answer to our prayer, that is God saying no. However, God may just be preparing you for better things, and He knows the beginning from the end, and He knows that if He should say yes at this moment in time, it would not be the right time. Okay, and I am seeing I'm seeing there are some people reaching out via the I'm sorry, the comment section. And let me see, bear with me one moment. So I want to say hi to Brady as well as the Miracle. Oh, and there's Theophilus Saul. Wow. How are you, Mr. Theophilus? Well, you caught me on my live stream today. How are you? All right, so let me just go into the chat and see what my followers are saying. And hi Dante, how are you? You said talk about stealing a brain rot. Oh, okay. I thought I stole your idea for a YouTube video. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining. And please be blessed. And those of you who haven't yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and also hype the video. Yeah, so as I was saying, unanswered prayer is not God saying no, but He's either saying yes or wait. He is also using the waiting season to build our faith, okay, to grow our faith in Him. Okay, so yes, so unanswered prayer is to build our faith, and it's also part of stewardship. And God, as a giver of every blessing, He claims a certain portion of all we possess. And if we withhold from Him that which is His own, um, how can we expect Him to entrust us with the things of heaven? So it may be that here is the secret of unanswered prayer. We insult God by claiming His promises without meeting the conditions that He lays down in His word. And there are conditions to the fulfillment of God's promises, and prayer can never take the place of duty. Christ says, "If ye love me, keep my commandments." So, if the conditions are met and you are faithful to God, answered prayer is unequivocal. Prayer and faith are closely allied and they need to be studied together. In the prayer of faith, there is a divine science. Christ says that whatsoever things you desire, when you pray, believe that you receive them and you shall have them. And that is found in Mark 11, verse 24. He makes it plain that our asking must be according to His will. We must ask for things that He has promised, and whatever we receive, we must be doing His will. In this life, we may never know the reason why sometimes we have to wait, but in the future life, and that is when Christ comes and we are with Him, spending the ceaseless ages of eternity with Him. In the future life, the mysteries that here have annoyed and disappointed us will be made plain. We shall see that our seemingly unanswered prayers and disappointed hopes have been among our greatest blessings. We are to look upon every duty, however humble and sacred, because it is a part of God's service. Our daily prayer should be, Lord, help me to do my best, teach me how to do better work, give me the energy and cheerfulness, and help me to bring into my service the loving ministry of our Savior. Okay, so if you are grieving an unanswered prayer today, I want you to know God has not forgotten you. He is preparing a better yes, a deeper joy, a richer purpose. And when it comes, you will understand why the other door stayed shut. So until then, keep praying, keep trusting, and remember, sometimes the greatest blessings are the ones we never saw coming. So, thank you everyone who visited this live stream today. I hope you were blessed. And thank you so much for engaging. And I wish you a very pleasant day. And please enjoy a brief interlude of music. Thank you again. Have a wonderful day.